Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to show you a little bit, really short kind of demo here on how to use the Google Keyword Planner. They've sort of changed this tool around as of this year, but hopefully if you ever have done keyword research, this should kind of give you an idea of what to do. If you haven't, this will really help you. So what we're going to do is basically I usually just go to Google and type in keyword tool or keyword planner, and once you've logged into your Google account, you will need a Google AdWords account to get into this. Typically the idea of it is to do keyword research for setting up Google AdWords campaigns. Obviously that's not really our intended purpose. We don't want to run Google AdWords campaigns, but that is, this is really where you're going to get your keyword ideas from. So if we do search for new keyword and ad group ideas, this will kind of give us an idea of whether or not the niche we've picked is going to be good. I'm going to use my own sort of keyword as an idea. So if I type in skull clothing, I'll show you some examples of what we're going to get. So we're going to get some ad group ideas, which is just sort of vague. Right here I could click cheap clothes, and then we're going to get different things based around that keyword. Cheap clothes online, cheap clothing, cheap clothes, all these different variations around that. Obviously we want to pick skull clothing in my case here because that's what I'm sort of looking for in terms of relevancy. Now in my particular niche, there's a lot of people looking for things like sugar skull clothing, skull clothes, women's skull clothing, skull and bones clothing. So I've got all these ideas of skull clothing for men. If I wrote an article about this or created a bunch of clothing that's for men in this niche, there is some small demand for this. The other thing, you don't really have to worry about it too much, but if you look on the right here, there's another column called suggested bid, and that means that people are actually bidding for these terms on the Google AdWords platform. We shouldn't really need to worry about this unless you do plan to use AdWords, but that'll kind of give you an idea of sort of the competition a little bit. This competition here where it says high, this actually does not refer to the Google organic results, like whether or not you could get into position 1 through 10. It's really referring to the competition, I believe, in terms of other advertisers. Correct me if I'm wrong. We calculate the number of advertisers bidding on each keyword relative to all keywords across Google. So basically, there's a lot of people that are bidding on things like sugar skull clothing. 58 cents is the average suggested bid. So we don't have to dive into the AdWords stuff, but this will give you an idea if there's some demand for your niche. Obviously, in my case, these aren't super crazy high numbers, like skull baby clothes. I have an article right now that I wrote about that. I had someone basically pick a bunch of baby clothing that I've added to my site with Pro Associate and then turn it into our top 10 picks for skull baby clothes. So this is a perfect article that I might be able to, if I could even get, maybe I get 20 of these visitors to my site every month. If I could get to the first page of Google, this particular article actually has not ranked for me, but with that, if I get, a few sales every month and I continuously write articles about all these different topics like women's skull clothing, Total Skull Clothing, I think that's a brand. Let's see what else we got here. I'm going to drag this down. Then there's more like skull design, baby skull clothes, plus size skull clothing. I actually just published an article focusing on that keyword. So same idea, this only gets 170 searches, but maybe if I can get some of that traffic, then I've got a chance of making some extra sales. So this is pretty much the best way to do it. You're not going to get an idea of how easy it is going to be in terms of competition for organic results, and that's why I suggested in my last video I can kind of give you an idea. I'll go out and use a tool called Longtail Pro, which it actually costs $100 one time, and it's $17 a month after to use the tool. So either you can pay me $5 to get some idea, or you can go out and buy Longtail Pro. I do recommend Longtail Pro if you think you're going to be doing a lot of keyword research, but otherwise, buying my gig, or even if you want to go on Fiverr, there's tons of people who offer keyword research gigs. I've only used one of them, and personally didn't think it was that great, but then again, the guy was getting thousands of orders, so he's probably he's doing very minimal work, I guess was the point. I'll kind of give you 10, maybe 15 keywords with my gig to give you an idea of where the competition lies. what you may even want to do is use this tool to come up with keywords you want me to do the research on, and then I can come back and tell you, like, okay, let's say it was Sugar Skull Clothing. I could tell you, okay, the score for this is awfully high based on what Longtail Pro tells me, and you're going to have an awfully hard time ranking for that. But maybe with Skull Glows, it's got less volume. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be easier to rank for, but the chances of that could be better. Another thing that I've also been doing that I thought I'd mention, I'm going to actually show you. I don't know if it's ranking for it on Google. So if you look up here, I've started typing clothing with SK, and it starts to give me the autocomplete results. And I notice skulls. So I saw this one, clothing with skulls on them. I thought that was kind of interesting. So there's a lot of people like this Plastic Land and other companies in here. I had an article written against that exact title, and I don't know if Google has quite picked it up, but if I go over to Yahoo, clothing with skulls on them. Pretty sure, last I checked. They have all kinds of ads and stuff in here. Yeah, here it is here. So this is actually technically the first result. Above here, like, this is an ad, and this is an ad, and then obviously these are all ads over here. They really just flood their whole front page here with ads, but I'm technically number 1. So I'm actually beating Skull Dress at Hot Topic. Hot Topic is huge. They've even got all these terms like Sugar Skull and Sugar Skull Dress, and they've totally SEO optimized this page, and here I am beating them because I specifically targeted, looking for clothes with skulls on them. Check out our Skull Clothing shop. So this is just an idea of the things that you'll be able to do if you're looking to kind of build a sort of list of keywords. This will be a great way to do that. Talk to you later.